Let us minimize water scarcity by introducing rainwater and fog water harvesting. Nepal is a country rich in geologic and cultural diversity. It has its own identity and speciality. The country's climatic conditions also varies because of the geographical diversity. There are around 6,000 rivers and streams in Nepal, which originate from the Himalayan range, journey through the mountain gorges and end up in the seas. This distinguishes Nepal as a nation wealthy in water resources. There is potentiality to harness thousands and thousands of megawatts of electricity and provide adequate irrigation facilities through these rivers and streams. However, the people living alongside the rivers and streams helplessly watch the water flow by while they have to go thirsty. According to government data, around 18% of the people in Nepal still do not have access to safe drinking water, due to which they spend a lot of time meeting their daily water requirements. Now, alternative options are being sought for those people living far and beyond the sources. On hilltops and in places where it is not feasible and too expensive to provide or access water from regular sources. Collecting rain and fog water are being considered a dependable source of water in such areas. It is hard for anyone to believe that the thick fog that impairs one's visibility from 10 meters afar can be an alternative source of water. In fact, it is possible to collect the uncountable water droplets in the fog through a simple technology and can be used for drinking. This method of collecting water from the fog is new in Nepal. However, people in the Middle East and parts of Africa have harvested water from fog for many centuries. People collected the water droplets that rolled off from the trees and brought it into use for various purposes. It was Canadian scientist Skim and Cure who modeled this natural process to collect fog water in a more systematic manner. Fog water collection has been successfully utilized in Chile, Peru, South Africa, Yemen and the Caribbean islands. This technology was introduced in Nepal in the mid-90s. The people in Bhaur region who live far and away from the water source and lack in underground sources are compelled to spend a lot of their time seeking water for the daily use. Nepal Water for Health (NEWA) has been providing drinking water through the fog water technology in communities that have settled high on hilltops and ridge lines and do not have access to any other alternative source of water. NEWA is supported to implement these types of projects by WaterAid Nepal and Simavi, the Netherlands. Established in 1992, NEWA has been implementing drinking water, health and sanitation programs, including related awareness, research and advocacy programs. In addition, it has also been promoting improved cooking stoves, kitchen gardening and biogas-attached latrines in collaboration with other organizations. Even though rich in water resources because of the diverse geographic makeup, not all the people in Nepal have equitable access to water. Especially the people residing in the hilly regions live under difficult conditions due to lack of water supply. The task of making safe drinking water available to them is challenging. Hence, NEWA has attempted to transform this challenge into an opportunity. The initiation of fog water and rainwater harvesting is an evident example of this. Where there is a shortage of drinking water, rainwater harvesting can fulfill the requirements of water. Rainwater can be appropriately collected, stored and be used for numerous purposes whenever necessary. The residents of Okhare Bazar in Dhankuta district have used this technology to collect rainwater. As there is no regular and reliable source of water here, people from Okhare Bazar walk half an hour downhill to collect water from this source. Majority of the people in this area spend most of their mornings fetching water for the regular use.
Because the water keeps getting collected in the tank, we can make do with the fetching just a pot or two. Before, we had to fetch 6 or 7 pots every day from here. Our bodies used to itch and we did not even have enough water to bathe. We were unable to bathe the children and they used to get boils and other water-related diseases.
Now, all the 28 households and one school in Okhare Bazar have installed rainwater harvesting jars to manage water through this alternative source. In the past, the Okhare inhabitants solely carried water on their backs to manage all their household chores. But now, rainwater is being collected in every household by constructing water tanks. The community has been able to utilize the rainwater harvested for about 4 months for various purposes. However, they still face the problem of safe drinking water for the rest of the year. The collected rainwater has supported them a great deal in their domestic activities. This has even helped them to maintain their hygiene and sanitation.
In the past, only few households had constructed toilets. Then a sort of campaign was initiated and now there are toilets in each and every household.
We have been able to benefit a lot. Earlier, we did not have many toilets. Even the few that we had were unhygienic as there was no water to flush after use. People used to take bottle of water and go to the jungle to defecate. But now, there are toilets and we use a pot or two for flushing them.
This technology of collecting rainwater is not only appropriate for the rural sector but also for places like Kathmandu facing severe crisis of water. Since the technology is simple and low cost, people from any economic background can afford and adapt it. Collecting rainwater in the wells and ponds helps to recharge the underground water. According to one study, if every household in Kathmandu were to collect rainwater, at least 1.28 billion litres of water could be saved on a yearly basis. Therefore, it is necessary to make the optimum use of this valuable gift of nature. Like rainwater, fog water harvesting has also emerged as another reliable alternative technology of water. Although water cannot be collected throughout the year using this technology, the water collected during the season could be stored and later used during the dry season. NEWA has introduced this technology for the very first time in all of South Asia. Water is being collected through this technology in the eastern hilly regions of Nepal, namely Ilam, Dhankuta, Teruthum and Taplejung. Although fog is a reliable source of water, fog water collection is not applicable everywhere due to technical limitations. It requires a place with high frequency of fog and wind. In the context of Nepal, the hill communities between 1500 to 3500 meters in the mid-eastern hilly regions are extremely appropriate for this technology. Since the warm air carried by the winds from Bay of Bengal reaches this region very swiftly, there is potential to collect a lot of water here. These large mess are placed in Dhozedana of Thankuta district to collect fog water. Fog is composed of millions of drops of water. Water droplets in the fog impact the mess, trickle into a collection through, and the water is then stored in the tanks. This water can be purified as required and be brought into daily use. There are 6 such polypropylene mess nets erected in the Dhozedana. This technology was introduced here since 2000. The fog water collected is being used by 13 households in Dana Bazar VDC 2 and 7.
The quality of our lives have improved a lot as compared to the past. We used to face severe problem of water, but now we are much relieved thanks to the fog water harvesting technology. Let's say, for instance, 4 people from a household had to be engaged in fetching 4 pots of water. Now we can manage with just 2 pots because we also get water from fog water collection.
There are no water sources nearby in the community. Therefore, the people here were compelled to spend around 3 hours to fetch a pail of water. The community suffered a great deal because they had to use so much time to collect water in the mornings and evenings. But after the fog water technology was installed in the community, they have had much relief. This has helped them in their household chores and for their cleanliness.
With so much to do around the house, not to mention the fact that we had to make sure our children made it to school on time, we were always scurrying and breathless and had to deal with body aches all the time. But now we don't have those problems.
Initially, the community in Tinjure faced acute problem of water like in Dhozedana. Therefore, they also set up the system of collecting water from fog. Tinjure is a small market center situated in the border of Terathum and Sangkhwasabha district and comprises of 11 households. After this technology was set up, these households have been able to easily use water for 6 months in a year.
We use the water collected for various purposes including drinking, to do dishes, wash clothes, flush the toilets, among others. The water was released for a specific period of time every day. For instance, for few hours in the mornings and evenings. It was not made available throughout the day.
When we did not have this technology here, we had to fetch water from lower down and far off places, and it used to be very hard. But now the water is getting collected right here. The tank that we had was small and all the excess water overflowed, making it go to waste. But now we have put up a bigger tank and it is so much better.
Plenty of water gets collected through this technology during the favorable season. Still, since there is only one tank to collect the fog water, the residents of Tinjure are not able to use this water all year round. They have pointed out the need to construct additional tank in the settlement. They believe this will ensure them the availability of water throughout the year.
If we could get another tank with the capacity of holding 20,000 liters and collect water during the right season, our water problem could be solved altogether.
Alternative source of water has been managed through fog water also in Saraswati Primary School located at Jogmai VDC 3 in Meghma in Ilam. There are 32 children studying in the school that runs classes up to the 5th grade. Apart from Meghma, children from neighboring communities of Gurase, Tumling, Fatak and Kalpokhuri also come to study in this school. In the past, the students had to go to the community almost every day to fetch water for drinking and for toilet use. Fog water harvesting was introduced in Megma in 2004 with technical and financial support of NEWA. Now the school does not face the problem of water like before. Life has become easier for both the students and teachers after water became easily available in the school.
It has become very easy for us to access clean drinking water. Now, we no longer have to go all the way to the main bazaar. We can get the water from here itself for drinking purposes, to flush the toilet and clean the school.
Whenever the students used to feel thirsty, they had to walk 2 or 3 minutes to get clean drinking water. Therefore, their studies were hampered.